Every song must end, even diamonds fade. When the darkness comes, I count up my mistakes. We were the thunder and the lightning, burn fire, started fighting the spark. I would spend it just to watch you twirl. It was us against the world. You were the rain falling on my skin. Yeah, I was dying when you pulled me in. I was your rebel and you were my girl. It was us against the world.
Hello and welcome back into the Esports Tower Club Championships. This time it's in Overwatch. Looking for some exciting gameplay here tonight from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. On the show tonight, we'll kick off the round robin group stage to see which teams start the championships on top. Next week, we're bringing you the conclusion of the event with the ending of our group stage, followed by the grand finals, where we will crown ourselves a club champion. I'm your host, Michael Fisher. Joining me to call all the actions, Jacob Jem Palmer. And Jem, it's been quite the start to the season. Overwatch came in late as one of our Esports Tower Rumbles, but these teams have been battling it out all year. So what are you looking for as we kick off part one of our club championships here tonight?
Well, I'm going to be looking for mainly the ability of these teams to be able to combo their ultimates and be able to really have a team plan going forward here. Usually at, the high school or club level, we tend to see more of these solo ultimate try to be used here, but to really see the team coordination be able to be brought out, I think that can help a team kind of reach the next level. So we'll have to see how strategic these teams are going to be.
Have to see as well if we get an upset or if it remains chalk across the Overwatch Rumbles. We only had two champions this year. The Pink Panthers and the Esports Tower Everest both won a pair of events. So we will be curious to see if they win, if they're the ones meeting in the grand finals like we expect, or if somebody can come in and knock them off their pedestal. But before we hop into our games tonight, we are going to throw it over to Doc's Keys of the Game, presented by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Those are understand your comp and play style, focus on each fight, get good ultimate value, and objective at the end of the day is more important than the kills, because that is how you win the game. Kicking things off, we'll start off with our two returning champions, the Pink Panthers and the Everest, in a best of three. Every single match tonight will be a best of three. So this is going to be a very, very interesting one, because whoever wins this first game, Gem, is going to put themselves in the driver's seat, while the other team will kind of have to claw from the bottom side of the bracket. Like I said, the Pink Panthers won two, the Everest won two. Are you leaning in a certain direction as we get ready to hop into this series?
Well, the one thing that the Everest do have going for them is that they have had the same team comp all season. So they've had that consistency has really helped them, just that roster consistency, and get them ahead of the competition. So, but definitely, Pink Panthers, we've definitely seen a lot of teams in the whole Esports Tower ecosystem really kind of sweep our expectations off their feet, even though they might be newer as a team. So it really could go either way. So hopefully all the practice and kind of familiarity that the Everest have with each other will work out.
Yeah, as you said, the Everest have had the same roster all season, but the Pink Panthers have won every Rumble they have played in. They have gone completely undefeated in two separate Rumbles. So a win here for the Everest would not only be a huge win for them, but it would also kind of knock the Pink Panthers down a peg. We will have to see. Again, we'll have 4 best-of-3 series tonight. Next week, we'll have the wrap-up of our round-robin group stage, and we'll have our grand finals, where I think the expectations are probably at least one of the teams, if not both the teams that we're about to see, will be in that grand finals, looking to hoist the club championships, as we have had the last 2 weeks, kicking those things off. So we're ready at any time. It is the Everest and the Esports Tower. Take it on the Pink Panthers here. Should be exciting to see how these two teams break things down. And would believe we're going to start on Control, Gem. And not sure which map. Anything you'll be looking for on our first Control map in that first fight to maybe see how close these teams are, or if one team can start to pull away?
Well, on a lot of these control maps, especially the ones on Legion, you definitely see kind of a lot of early charge comps, especially bringing out the Symmetra Teleport, trying to get on the point. The key thing is, though, is recognizing if kind of your opening gambit fails, so to speak, of when to swap off to a new comp. So that's going to be the main thing that I'm going to be looking for in this kind of first match, to see, are these teams, are they going to be able to swap off a comp quick enough if it's not working out for them?
That is very huge. We talk about it all the time. Doc talks about it. A held alt that's not a good alt for your team fight, is not a good use. You can just take the reset, even if you get the right alt later in the fight. That's the alt your team is looking for here as we get ready to go. The Everest and the Pink Panthers. Game number 1 of our club championship here. We'll see who can start to edge things out. Again, these are the only 2 teams that have ever won a Rumble event, so I'll be very curious to see as we kick things off. We see the bullets flying back and forth. We've got an Echo and a Mercy on one side. And that's going to be something the Everest are going to have to try and take care of there. They really don't have any aerial support from Despacito or Bonesaw, so it's going to be all up to Diamond Dog on that Winston to get up in the air as they look to take that fight. And unfortunately, Panda will be the first one to go down, and that's already a big pickup for that Echo and that Mercy pocket.
Yeah, we're going to see Bonesaw is going very low on health. Despacito is now taken out. Now, this is kind of the opportunity that I was talking about, is when are they going to realize that this Echo is just kind of bowling them completely over, and they got to do something to try to get rid of that Mercy Pocket the Echo has.
4K there for the Everest. Pink Panthers start out already in control of the point. Conspiracy and company gonna wait for Judge to respawn in a pretty solid position. The Everest not making a swap. I'm curious what their plan is to deal with Mapsy and Gambler there up in the air. Conspiracy's also going to fly away. There is no aerial control for the Everest as Pando's going to be taken low. Diamond Dog will eat the Orb of Discord as well. Both dropping low. A pulse bomb from AME is going to get the first elimination, though they will trade it out a 1-for-1. But Mapsy up in the air has that duplicate, and there's not a single person on the Everest that can touch him, as they're going to lose Diamond Dog and Judge as well.
Well, we do see one swap being brought out as Diamond Dog is going to swap over to the Wrecking Ball. Everest not really able to get any sort of point control at all. They do not want to get staggered. Unfortunately, Chum is Fun is going to be eliminated. That's going to put a nasty stagger on the Everest as well.
Waiting on Bonesaw to respawn. No swaps yet for the Everest, who are looking to pick up their first team fight win. The Pink Panthers looking to remain undefeated in yet another Rumble, as Mapsy does have that duplicate, waiting to see what they'll use it on. Has the pocket from Gambler as well. Feels like the Everest have got to make a change, as the Valkyrie's going to be the first ult that's popped in this fight by Gambler. No one going yellow just yet. The Transcendence from Lyric will be used, as well as so will the Diva Bomb. Hack goes off, but Chum is Fun Mech is taken out, but a huge Death Blossom there for Bonesaw picks up two. The first real value this fight is see we got the duplicate onto the Lucio of all things. A very interesting one, as Gambler will just simply get the res onto Conspiracy. And unfortunately, Everest, with all of that ult pressure and not able to find a single elimination, they finally do take down Gambler here at 98%. Going to have to win a fight to maintain here, as we're already in overtime on map number 1. They trade 1-for-1 Pamdo for Mapsy. That feels like a win, as that Echo's been doing so much damage. Smashed Boy J dropping very low as well on that Wrecking Ball. And this looks like it might be what the Everest need to get back into the fight. We see AME is going to reverse back in time, end up right in front of Despacito, win that fight, but unfortunately the rest of the Pink Panthers going down. It looks like the Everest have flipped the point.
Yeah, they have, but I just have to wonder at this time what value that they are going to have, or their ability to hold it. I mean, you really got to think of in terms of the two DPSs they're holding on right now. The main problem that they have to deal with, the Pink Panthers, is this Mercy Pocket Echo, which is getting the vast majority of these eliminations. And you think, okay, are these ultimates that we're hanging on to by sticking on these DPSs worth it? Does the EMP necessarily deal with it? Well, you stop some of the Mercy boosts, but at the same time, the Echo can still be in the air, or still hit you. And the Death Blossom didn't really deal with that too. So Pink Panthers, I would look to them to take back the point.
Bonesaw and Judge both go down. Despacito even used the EMP, as Chum is Fum will fall into that hole in the middle, and that will about seal it. The point will flip. No one there in time. And the Pink Panthers will pick up map number 1 here on control.
So this is going to be the real test here, as we're going to see how the Everest can really adapt to the Pink Panthers. So we're going to be going on to Lighthouse here as the second stage. And there still really is a lot of open room here if they wanted to still do the Echo. The only thing that's really closed off is the point here. There's still a lot of room for that Echo to kind of have free reign here, but it is a little bit more closed off. A lot more indoor routes can be taken to get to the point here. So maybe the Everest can just have a little bit more cover as they try to make their way to the point, to where an aerial player isn't going to be quite as much of a factor.
Everest once again really not picking anything to try and deal with that aerial play. This time they'll actually have Bonesaw and the Echo of their own, so that's about the only thing they have is the counter aerial play. We'll see what they could do, though they no longer have the pocket on the Mapsy, as Gambler has switched over to the Brig. First fight kicks off. Diamond Dog drops low, so does Chum is Fun, but they're both able to stabilize. Bonesaw is the next target. Have not seen much from AME on that Widowmaker. Despacito trying to sneak around on top of the Pink Panthers, not able to find anything. And with the point unlocked, the Pink Panthers already have it about 3/4 of the way there, though it is contested. So far, we have not seen much from the Everest as Chum is Fum's going to lose the mech. AME hanging back there, looking for some sniper support as Bonesaw goes down. And I think the Pink Panthers already have unlocked the point as well. They have, and they're already up above 10%. Though they do lose Gambler and Mafsy, that could be a chance for the Everest to flip this back in their favor.
Good start for the Everest. They have managed to take control. I was a bit surprised at AME using the Widow there. There are a few sides. Look at that, though. That Despacito is going to take out a lot of the support for the Pink Panthers. Infrared sights are going to be used by AME, given a little bit more info, but that doesn't really help them get onto the point at all, necessarily.
Widowmaker, neither team has really swapped off of picks, even if they don't fit the team comp, as that Widowmaker does come right back, though, as you said, did use the infrared sights. Didn't really do much for the team, however, as AME is going to drop low. They'll trade 1-for-1 with Pando being taken out as well for the Everest, but that is a support down and a chance for the Pink Panthers to look to flip this point back. The rally going to be popped there by Judge. Looking to get onto the point. Eats the Orb of Discord, though, but stays alive. And so far, the Transcendent's not doing anything there for Lyric. Wrecking Ball going to throw down the minefields for Smash Boy J, but not on top of the point. And they're really not looking for objective kills right now. Finally, they hop on the point, but it's already up above 50% for the Everest. They should be able to flip it with Diamond Dog going down, as well as Judge. Chum is Fum quite low as well. Going to be forced out of the mech, and the Pink Panthers will flip the point back in their favor.
Echo making a little bit of presence on the point. That's a really nice pick against Despacito. Is going to try to focus down that Echo right in midair. Oh, that's kind of the stagger you want. Not only you stagger the other team, but you kind of flex on them, saying, no, I'm the one who was Echo first. I'm going to show my skill here, so to speak.
Let's see how the Everest can retake. They have 4, almost 5 ultimates available for their team. As Mapasy looking to burn down Diamond Dog, who does have that minefield available. The Pink Panthers only have the duplicate, though the EMP is coming online soon for Conspiracy, though their mech is being burned down. Despacito, the first one to fall in the fight. AME now also picks up the pulse bomb of their own, but Bonesaw gets some vengeance onto Mapsy, going to be able to take them down in that Echo v Echo battle. A huge chance for the Everest to make a play, though they will lose Diamond Dog. They still are sitting on some of those ultimates. The minefield did get thrown down. See the point being contested. Transcendence going to be used there by Lyric to try and keep everyone alive. Duplicate for Bonesaw going to go onto that Diva. And I think the Everest have done enough here to be able to flip this point back in their favor as they do pick up 3 eliminations, now make it 4. As AME just trying to hold on, just trying to stall out the point, but finally goes down as well.
Chum is Fum has managed to charge up their own Diva Bomb here. They're going to have to make room, though, as the Echo was able to charge up their Diva Bomb off of that copy, but it didn't really make that much of a presence as he was just kind of mowed down. Everest still have control of the point. They are going past the 80% march, so we are at final fight territory here. Whoever kind of wins this next engagement is going to take this point and be in a very good position to hold it.
Chum is Fum trying to hold the top ground. Pulse bomb from AME is going to go out. It's a 1-for-1 trade. AME for Judge. So now in the 5v5, we'll see what the Pink Panthers can do. They are running out of time, up above 94%, now 96%. Chum is Fum will get the remech off as well. The rally is going to come out from Gambler. They take down Diamond Dog. Looking to burn down Despacito as well. The Nano went out onto Bonesaw, but it's not enough to keep him alive, though they do punch down the opposing Echo. Overtime here for the Pink Panthers. The Everest going to use that rally from Judge to try and stay on the point as long as possible, but Chum is Fum and Judge will both go down. A pulse bomb from Despacito is going to get eaten up by Conspiracy. And the Pink Panthers should be able to flip this point in their favor. Despacito battling it out against Lyric, who pops the Transcendence as well. And the point will be flipped at 99%.
It's very interesting. Both of these teams don't necessarily have any ultimates, although Conspiracy very close on that Diva Bomb. That would almost just kind of make a great zoning ultimate. You put that, oh, nope, they're just going to charge it all up before they even get to that point.
Pink Panthers pick up the victory. And they go up 1-0 in the series. We'll see if they can close out the Everest on our next map. You know, going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We saw that from these two teams all season long. Both teams, the only ones to ever win a Overwatch Rumble. Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. Want to give a shout out to all the coaches. If you're watching, haven't checked out the Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It is the fast track to rank up. So 2-0 victory on Control. We'll see where we go next between the Pink Panthers and Everest. But Jem, what do the Everest need to do here to make this a series and get us to a Game 3?
I mean, they really need, I think, to recognize what the comp of the Pink Panthers is trying to accomplish and then answer that key question. If you're looking at that first map, the main thing is the Mercy Pocket on the Echo being able to get that boosted damage and takeout. So you got to think of, okay, what can we do that counters the main goal of that team? And if they're thinking about that instead of thinking, oh, I'm just, 20% away from the Death Blossom and just 20% away from the EMP, if those ultimates or your comp isn't answering the main goal that the other team has, then you need to swap off and be able to use something more effective.
Yeah, I think both teams fell into that trap where it kind of felt like they were just going to play their comp. They weren't going to worry about the other team, but I think you're right. It's the Everest who need to, especially if the Echo comes out once again, you got to find some kind of counter besides just your own Echo. As now we will see here on Escort.
And Havana,
yeah, that makes it even worse.
A stage that famously for the last year, Fish, we have only seen the first third of. But it's a new year, it's a fresh start, so maybe we can actually see if the second third of this map actually exists. But the teams just here have always done such a great job of holding. You have just this amazing sight line down the main street here. At really a sniper-heavy comp can really just, as we see there, the Widowmaker being brought out, you're just going to have to know how to play around that. But it looks like the attacking team has already made their way up that street. Yeah,
that's the one thing you do give up when you go for that sniper comp. You give up basically that whole first sight line. As we see here, it is both teams really going sniper-heavy. Actually, both teams running the Hanzo and the Widowmaker, as well as the double shields. And Smashboy J, the first one to get an elimination onto Pando. Despacito will go down as well. And finally, a little bit of life there for the Everest as Panda Squad gets one before falling themselves. And unfortunately, the Pink Panthers kind of just running down the Everest right now, racking up elimination after elimination.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be getting to the first checkpoint no problem. I think that is kind of an interesting choice, going double sniper for both teams, but that really, sometimes the biggest threat to a sniper is another sniper who's better. So Pink Panthers definitely, I think, are feeling confident in their abilities. They're going to be moving into the factory here, but it's going to be a little bit harder for them. It looks like they peeked out a little bit too far. Pando getting the first pick.
See what they could do. Unfortunately, Pando will go down to Lyric. Despacito will get one back onto Mafcy, so that push got to be slowed down here just a little bit. Once again, though, no real changes for either team. It's almost a straight mirror besides the Zenyatta and the Lucio, so we'll see who can play their double sniper, double shield comp just a little bit better. Gambler does have that Ant Matrix available, is going to throw it down. Bonesaw will answer with an Ant Matrix of his own, but it's not going to be enough as Bonesaw and Judge will both fall down. The Ant Matrix basically wasted there for the Everest. The Pink Panthers can continue to keep pushing.
Nice rock there onto Panda Squad as well. Despacito also. Lyric being saved by that Immortality field, thrown down at just the right moment. Is able to get away to the rest of the team. We do see infrared sights used by AME here. I don't know necessarily how much mileage that's going to get. It's more of a utility ult for the Pink Panthers. Going to help him to be able to get an early pick, though, onto Panda as well as Diamond.
All of this while the payload is just still pushing the Pink Panthers members who aren't on the payload, simply just moving through the door, trying to get into the Everest spawn and stop them from denying that second area of the payload. And we will finally see the final half of this map at the Gravitic Flux going to be used there by Conspiracy. A solo one onto the Hanzo, who kind of clipped onto that tree, interestingly enough. But all of that does not really matter because Smashboy J, who's just been chilling on the payload the whole time, going to get us to the second point, and there are 5 minutes on the clock for the Pink Panthers.
We have seen a swap over to Cassidy for Despacito here, already gotten up to 50%. So doesn't necessarily think he can, maybe thinks he can get some better mileage, not trying to out-widow AME here. AME taking a bit of damage there is going to be able to heal up, but is getting a lot of pressure from the Everest right now.
AME looking to maybe see if someone will peek them up in that corner. Just barely misses Panda Squad, who's able to line of sight that. Mapsy does have the Dragon Strike available. We'll see if they want to throw that one out. We get the Gravitic Flux and the Supercharger both from the Everest. They're only able to pick up one. Now Lyric will go down as well. Panda Squad going to throw out the Dragons of his own and pick up an elimination. And for the first time on this map, we see some life out of the Everest, and the Panthers going to be forced to retreat here.
And they are going to be able to have the Pink Panthers. That's a nice pick there. Two nice picks. The Pink Panthers are going to have their time bled away from them. And the nice thing is, even though they have all these ultimates they can push down, like the Amp Matrix or the Supercharger or the Dragon Strike to push out all this damage, the Everest do have that Transcendence that's going to really help defend this point.
Deadeye comes out from Despacito, does pick up an elimination onto Lyric, who was attempting to Sound Barrier. They also have that Supercharger out as two members do go down for the Everest. They do have the close response as well, as you mentioned. That's going to make it even harder and harder for them to push through unless they get a clean wipe, but they're slowly through the castle doors. 2 minutes gone by. AME on this Widowmaker looking for a pick of some kind. Has Panda Squad right in their face on the Tracer. Going to pop the Infrasight to try and help their team find that Tracer, who's just zipping around on the back line. No one's really doing any damage to him. See Panda Squad just being a nuisance there. They do trade 1 for 1. Conspiracy for Despacito. And with the DPS down, we'll see how long the Everest can hold on. If Panda Squad's going to retreat, get that healing pack. Supercharger does go down as well, and AME will be the next one to fall. But once again, it's another trade. It's Conspiracy revived by Lyric is going to get back up, get a kill. Lyric will go down, however, and looks like the Everest have held once again, though they are starting to lose members, but they have those respawns close enough that losing 1 for 1 is an advantage for the Everest.
Ooh, with that elimination on the Tracer, they're not going to have much time. They're so close. Just going to be held to, oh, I thought maybe they'd be able to get at least one touch on the point, but no, they made it all the way. I was about to say, that was kind of the main thing that I thought the Pink Panthers had going for them, is they always have someone on the payload. The payload is always going to be pushing forward with that team if you're not fighting for the objective. And that's what's one of Doc's keys to the game. If you forget about the objective itself, then it can really creep up on you, and before you know it, the team's at the final checkpoint.
This is going to be a very tough time to match if we do head to overtime here. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Nothing to scoff at. I mean, the Everest really didn't even win a team fight until halfway through the second point. We'll see what they want to do. We'll see if the Pink Panthers look for maybe a close hold to just bleed clock, pick up an early win in the group stage, or if they will try and just stick with the double sniper, because we really did not see too many comp swaps till the very end. The Everest tried to get disruptive with the Tracer, with the Cassidy, but neither of those really worked.
Definitely with the Pink Panthers, if there's going to be a map where they have the opportunity to hold at the first third, then it's going to be this one. So just trying to close it out before it even starts, especially, you know, doing such a good job on the snipers, AME really being a great player on the Widow on attack. Then on defense, I would just wonder if AME just kind of runs wild with these picks.
Yeah, the fact that they made an attack Widowmaker work, as you mentioned, is very impressive, though it does look like the Pink Panthers, at least from that view we got there, and you can see that early shield as well, they are going to go for a close hold. So they're just going to look to burn as much clock off as possible. AME still on that Widowmaker, though, does get taken out. Not really changing up much of the comp for the Pink Panthers besides the support, so we'll see. Looks like that close hold immediately broken. They're going to retreat, waiting for AME to get back, and that's a great start if you're the Everest, making sure you don't get held in your spawn for too long.
As the Everest continue to push up here, I have to say, got hit with the Orbit Discord, looking for one pick. Conspiracy, though, is going to be able to get one against their against one of their tanks there, especially also taking out Pando as well. That was really the Pink Panthers. Their strategy has to come through here and now, because AME got taken out so early that their double snipers really didn't get the chance to get set up. So here, once they can get set up, we're going to see if they can get any sort of picks here to hold them.
Yeah, 3 straight kills allows them to basically reestablish the close hold. AME is able to get right back in position. And you can see a flank coming out there, predicted by AME. Shields do go down, so unfortunately Panda Squad not able to get too much value here. Well, the double shields are definitely shutting down AME as well. A couple of ults also available for the Pink Panthers to see if they want to use it, but they'll just simply retreat as AME picks up the first elimination of that team fight with a kill onto Diamond Dog.
It's quickly answered back by Despacito, but overall a pretty good hold so far for the Pink Panthers. Panda Squad is going to get answered back. The Amp Matrix thrown down. We're also going to see the Gravitic Flux be used. A bit of a defense in response to that. The Everest are going to use their Transcendence to try to keep everyone alive. Looks like it is successful for the moment.
Lyric does go down. That's a huge pick. Bob's going to get called in. The Dragon Strike not going to find anything. Bob able to take down Smash Boy, and just like that, the Everest are going to be able to get to that second point. Not as fast as the Pink Panthers did, but they still keep their chances alive nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a good thing. You just got to treat every single point as one here. Just focus on getting 1 point and just always think of the game in terms of it being tied 0-0. Now they're going to have 4 minutes to push past the factory here.
But what a great Dragon Strike from Panda Squad. We have gotten AME now swapping over to that Genji. Without a nano, though, going to be very difficult as Judge and Bonesaw both pick up eliminations. And for the first time all night, the Pink Panthers kind of feel like the ones on the back foot, though AME is on the back line. Going to get a great kill on to Pando, look to dash away, jump through. And with Gambler picking up a kill on the Panda Squad, that's a great answer for the Pink Panthers, who get a trio of kills. Though Bonesaw will get one before going down.
Ooh, but AME, having swapped over to the Genji, is certainly finding mileage on it, already getting a double and kind of stopping some of the Everest momentum. That might be the main thing that kind of catches up with the Everest, is the Pink Panthers, whenever there wasn't a fight, always seem to be pushing the payload through this second spot here. But the Everest, the Panthers are doing kind of a good job of at least contesting that payload and stopping it from moving down these hallways.
AME picks up another elimination. Gravitic Flux from Judge going to be used to try and keep his team in the fight. Dragon Strike comes through from MAFC, but it's not able to find anything. As Bonesaw's Immortality Field keeps him alive. MAFC picks up another elimination on the Judge, and there's just simply nothing the Pink Panthers can do wrong as they pick up another barrage of kills, and the Everest have got to find another way in. Once that front door closes, it's so much harder to siege this second point.
Looks like Conspiracy is definitely holding this down very well. Pando getting a good first pick onto their BAP. But Lyric very crucially has that Transcendence. Both these teams have the ability to, at least in terms of damage, cancel out the other team's ultimate push. So we need to see when that can be used. He's going to get a lot of information. They're kind of all bunched up here, and it's going to throw out the Dragon Strike right where he sees him.
Dragon Strike not able to find much, though Diamond Dog does get a kill on to Smash Boy J. There was Transcendence used by Lyric as well. Pando now going to answer with their own through that Gravitic Flux of Conspiracy. The Immortality Field goes down. There's the Dragon Blade, but with no nano, that is basically useless as Panda Squad gets the immediate kill. Supercharger does come out from Diamond Dog to try and help the Everest push through. They're down to their final 90 seconds on point 2. As they trade 1-for-1 Conspiracy for Pando, Despacito for Lyric. It's now a 4-on-4. Yeah, Matrix going to go down from Bonesaw. Supercharger from Smash Boy J. Both teams looking to pump out some damage here to keep themselves in this game. As Bonesaw and Mafty will go down, trades across the board. Finally, Smash Boy J puts his team in the lead with a pick on the Panda Squad.
There's enough time left for the Everest, if they are careful not to get staggered here, to at least have probably 2 more chances or 2 more team fights at this point here. So they have enough good opportunities here. They just have to make sure that they don't let the Panthers run out this timer to be able to keep them from getting the checkpoint.
Even if they do get the checkpoint, their timer for overtime is going to be much smaller than the Pink Panthers, who are already up at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Here we go. As Jem said, if you don't waste time, you can maybe get 2 fights, but the longer this first fight takes, the less time you'll have for a second. Yeah, Matrix goes down from Gambler. Immortality Field from Bonesaw is picked up. The 4-5 pop there by Smash Boy J to stay nice and healthy as they jump down on the team. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Panda Squad for Gambler. As we get a Transcendence from Lyric, the only ult available besides the Deadeye. Not able to find anything. Gravitic Flux from Judge. There's no defensive answer this time. AME was looking for the flank on the Widowmaker. Time is going to run out, but I think the Everest have done enough to find this second point and earn themselves a time extension.
They aren't going to have too much time, though. It is very difficult to take this third point with that respawn kind of timer advantage that you were talking about earlier, Fish. And at this point, the Everest are going to be looking at an overtime that is going to be pretty difficult to take. They're in a similar situation that they were in just a team fight or two ago. They got to win and win fast.
Panda Squad putting out some good damage. Can see pretty much all of them. They get a headshot onto Lyric from Despacito, who's now on that Widowmaker, and this might be the time to strike, but they're limited by the speed of the payload. They are stacking on it. Try and at least help it move at its fastest as a Gravitic Flux will go down, comboed with the Dragon Strike and a Supercharger. No one will be lost, though, as Panda with a great response. As I say that, however, Diamond Dog will go down, and Ant Matrix from Bonesaw only results in his own death. As Panda Squad goes down, or not going to go down, but looks to get a pick, excuse me. Unfortunately, the rest of his team is going down, and finally he will fall, and that is going to mean there's one last chance here for the Everests.
It's one last long shot here. They can't really lose any sort of presence on the payload, and one good pick is going to probably end it for them here. So AME looking for that final job well done here. Oh, almost gets that Moira, who fades away, but instead AME is taken out, answered back by Mapacy. Maybe here?
It's going to be tough. They have to do this push entirely in overtime, which means they cannot afford to lose a single team fight. And Mapacy able to pick up two, throws out the Dragon Strike. Conspiracy gets one more onto Bonesaw. It's all up to Pando, trying to kite in circles. Conspiracy will get the kill. Luckily, though, I think somebody barely made it onto the point. Never mind. A great denial there with that Lucio means the Pink Panthers pick up the first win of our club championship this week and a win over the Everest. So they are now probably sitting pretty here, favored in every other game. Again, we talk about it. Going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. We just saw that with the Pink Panthers put on an excellent performance, picking up a 2-0 win over the Everest. You can see how talented this team are. The Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I want to go shout out to the coaches. If you're watching, haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs yet, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. One more game that we'll hop into, but before we do that, I mean, what's it going to take to bring down the Pink Panthers, Jem? They have not lost a single Rumble game now through their first two championships, and at least game number one of the club championships, that undefeated streak holds as well.
Well, I think the main thing that you have to realize is whether it's the Pink Panthers with the Echo Pocket or the Widowmaker, their DPSs are dependable. So you have to be able to count on them to always do their job, be able to take out those key players before they can make out the eliminations. That's really one of the main picks that you can look out for. You're looking for that main pick onto their DPSs, their major playmakers, before they can kind of tear through your team. So it'll be interesting to see if anything is brought out to maybe try to challenge the backline, if we might see something more divey, but we'll just have to see how it plays out as the Pink Panthers look to be able to be in a top spot here.
Well, the Pink Panthers start out 1-0. The Everest will have to regain if they want that rematch in the grand finals, but we'll jump over to a pair of our other teams, the Meridian Tech taking on the Fire Islands. Meridian Tech has had an up and down season, but coming with some momentum after a grand finals appearance last week in week 4. Fire Islands have been working hard throughout the season, made some pretty big strides. Both teams looking to end the season on a high note. Great matchup against each other. Should be another series, so let's kick it off. Meridian Tech take it on the Fire Islands at Esports Tower. Again, Meridian Tech made the grand finals last Rumble, have some good showing throughout some of their events. It could be a great confidence boost if they're able to pick up a win here. Meanwhile, Fire Islands have had an up and down season, but they've shown every Rumble that they've improved as a team, and a win here would be huge, and we'll see if they can do that against Meridian Tech.
We're going to start out very much on the same that we started last time. Ilios as well. Mercy Pocket seemed to work out very well here. We also saw a little bit of wrecking ball play that might be brought out by both of these teams. It's actually the first time I believe that we're seeing a Reinhardt tonight, though.
It is first time, you aren't right. We're actually seeing two of them as we join Daydream, able to get that revive onto a member of their team to keep them nice and healthy. And so far, really, no team has made it in. We have a backline teleporter set up by Blank. Not quite sure where it's going, or maybe it's a teleporter in. As Fem Neptune's going to get the first elimination onto Shroomy. Eternal Flame will follow that up with two of their own before Frozen Phoenix picks up one. But a great three-piece kill there for Meridian Technical. Another one on to Lukachu as they're hunting down Blank. Means that it should be Meridian Tech with the point first here, and it is.
There's also a good situation there. They able to charge down that Reinhardt, be able to put even more of a stagger onto Fire Islands. Fire Islands has managed to charge up their ultimates pretty fast, though. They have their initial engage, which is going to be that Earth Shatter here. They're going to be looking for the other piece of that puzzle, which is going to be the follow-through and the damage that comes from that. So if they can follow through with that, get a nice big shatter onto Meridian Technical, then that's the point gotten back for them.
Of course, a lot of pressure. Oh, goes down as they're trying to throw out the shatter. They even got the ult from Blank, who will go down as well. That photon barrier not helping to limit the damage incoming, and that's just going to be a reset. And now Fem Neptune has the shatter, and everything you just said now applies to Meridian Tech and Fem Neptune.
Yeah, everything that Fire Islands had, basically, they threw at that, and they weren't able to get those ultimates to work here. The only thing they're going to have left is that Amp Matrix, which is already one of the fastest charging ultimates in the game, so it's not necessarily something that you're going to, it's already something that you're probably going to have every other fight.
You look at the ults for the side of Meridian Tech. They're going to have the Deadeye. They're going to have the Tac Visor, but a great stun onto Soup. Going to start things out. They land a three-man shatter from Fem Neptune, and that is all Meridian Technical needs there. That is a team kill, and now it's one last chance here for the Fire Islands.
Yeah, great. And the good thing about Meridian Technical is they only had to spend the Earth Shatter there. They still have basically everything else lined up here. And the good thing is, too, is that it's a mix of a CC ultimate with that Graviton Surge and the damage ultimates that they need as well. So all the pieces of the puzzle are set up for them here. They just need to make sure not what happened to Fire Islands is get their ultimate canceled when they throw it out. Looks like they are able to get the Surge out.
Grab's going to be used, Tac Visor and the Valkyrie as well, and that's about all she wrote there. Fire Islands cannot get on the point. Great use of the ultimates, 100-0 win for Meridian Tech. And we'll see what they could do on map number 2 for the Fire Islands to turn things around.
That was just unfortunate for Fire Islands. I wouldn't count them out completely. It just seemed like that was just an especially rough matchup for them at the beginning there. They definitely had their strategy, and they were trying to pull it off, but it just got canceled for them, and by that time the momentum had just been such in the side of Meridian Technical. I do have to say, Meridian Technical is also showing some great discipline on these ults. They are managing their resources very well.
Yeah, I mean, that felt like an assault map, which is how that game snowballed in Meridian Technical's favor. They won that first fight, as you said. They managed their ults brilliantly to make sure that there was really no fight where they were at an ult disadvantage. We'll see if the Fire Islands can turn things around or if Meridian Technical will start off with a win on Control and maybe match the Pink Panthers with a quick 2-0 victory here in our Club Championship group stage. As the team's fighting over the control point. Fire Islands right above it. Frozen Phoenix going to go jumping in. They also now have Shroomy on that Echo, but I'm not sure an Echo into a Cassidy and a Soldier is going to have a lot of fun. Three-man ante does land. Fem Neptune actually ends up going down to Frozen Phoenix, though Daydream, much like we saw on the first map, immediately getting a res to bring the teams back to full strength. Blank and Shadow Soul both dropping low. Lukachu and Delirious able to stabilize most of the team, but Blank will be the first one to fall. Point unlocks in Meridian Technical's favor, and now the kills starting to rack up in the kill feed.
Oh, in this situation you were just talking about there, Fish, just being peppered by shots from Soup here. Who's already almost completely charged up their Deadeye. The first one that's going to be online is actually the Nano Boost from Delirious.
Frozen Phoenix swaps over to that Reinhardt. We'll see if that works better than the Winston. I don't know if the dive happy comp for the Fire Islands is how they come back in this game. We see here now up above 45%. Meridian Technical will see if any alts come out. The Nano's available. So is the Deadeye, however, for Soup. And now we also have the Shatter for Fem Neptune available as well. The Nano's going to be the first thing. It's unfortunately going to land onto Lukachu. I think they probably wanted it onto Frozen Phoenix. Nano's going to go on to Fem Neptune, land one with the Shatter onto Shadow Soul, the pin as well, but a nice stick from Blank picks up a double kill. Daydream's able to get one. It is barely a 5-on-4 advantage thanks to that revive, though Eternal Flame will go down. Blank in the back line just throwing out damage.
This Tracer.
A one-on-one against Mr. Toad.
Technically a 1-on-2, but now they're
here comes everyone else.
Yeah, the cavalry is truly here, but it's not on your side, Tracer.
And unfortunately for the Fire Islands, they're running out of time. They're going to get, you see the wave goodbye from Daydream, but there's one last fight here for the Fire Islands. They're going to start with the rally. They're going to pop the duplicate. The Deadeye can't quite find much besides a mech. The Tac Visor will wrap things up, though. A stun onto Shroomy with the flashbang will end the duplicate. And it's just a matter of time as Shroomy tries to stay alive. Blake will hop onto the point as well to keep overtime going. The Tracer will go down, and that should end map number 2. And Meridian Technical will go up in the series 1-0.
Wow, that is probably one of the fastest control matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was domination by Meridian Technical. We talked about the momentum from last week when they made grand finals. It's definitely coming through, and they really, lived up to that team motto. They had the teaming skills. You cannot go at it alone if you want to increase your chances of success. Great job by Meridian Technical. I think the Fire Islands, though, are not going to go down easily. You can see how talented both these teams are. The Esports Tower really takes time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'll give you a shout-out to the coaches, and if you're watching and you haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, that you should. It is the fast track to rank up, esportstower.com. We'll see if we'll get the same map as we saw in our first series or if we'll change it up here a little bit. But a dominating performance. The Fire Islands just never could get on the same page, and I thought it was fantastic alt usage by Meridian Technical. They staggered their alt so much that there was never a single fight where they were at an alt disadvantage.
Yeah, that's really one of the best cases of ult management. It seemed like in that last match, the previous one of the Everest versus the Pink Panthers, it seemed like there might be an ult held for one fight, but, it really seemed like a lot of the times they were being used almost as they came online. And so I really got to cite Meridian Technical for being able to say, okay, we only need to use one ult to be able to win this team fight here. Let's just make sure we use that one, and then we'll have 4 for the next one.
Yeah, whoever's the IGL for Meridian Technical, whoever's making those ult calls has been doing a great job because, as you said, they are staggering their ultimates perfectly. And Meridian Technical with a 1-0 lead in the series as we head to Dorado. And we'll see what they could do here.
Well, Fire Islands are going to be the first ones to defend, it looks like, if they still are in the blue. I do see an Ana being brought out. Now, the key question is what do they want to use for the defense on this first? Because there are a lot of teams that kind of choose more of a passive high ground, but that can kind of lead to the same problem that we saw on Havana, is that if you're just a little bit too passive or do that kind of double snipe composition on the high ground, it leaves so much room for the team to take free space down here on the street. Meridian Technical has already rounded their first corner.
Waiting and waiting for the Fire Islands to jump in. Finally, Frozen Phoenix will do so. A great 3-man ante does land from Delirious onto Meridian Technical, but it does not result in any kills. Unfortunately, it's Shadow Soul who's the first one that's going to go down. Frozen Phoenix will fall as well. And that's a early team fight win there for Meridian Technical, and they keep pushing right along.
Now moving on even further here. Zook looks to be in a position where he's looking to hunt down one of the members. Tries to throw out that stun there. Is able to actually take out Blank there. And I gotta say, the Tracer was kind of the biggest nuisance to Meridian Technical last round. So if they're able to keep that kind of bothering down to a minimum, then they're gonna have a really nice time pushing this payload.
There's a huge double shatter for Fem Neptune. Not able to pick up a kill, though the immortality field from Daydream will keep everyone alive, though a great nano onto Frozen Phoenix is going to pick up a double kill. Delirious will add one as well, and I think Meridian Technical got a bit too aggressive this time, and it's a team kill for the Fire Islands.
Yeah, it's a really nice play there by the Fire Islands. Now they have the opportunity where they can get set up and start to use their econ here. And I think this next fight is really going to be kind of a test to see how well Fire Islands can manage their resources in comparison to Meridian Technical.
Meridian Technical will have the Nano. They'll have the Ant Matrix as well. They're also getting very close to that Deadeye for Soup. And while the Fire Island's going to have the Primal Instinct plus the, well, I was going to say the Pulse Bomb, but Blank goes down before I can finish the sentence. The rally from Lukachu will come out, but Shroomy will also go down with the duplicate available. Frozen Phoenix makes it 3 dead with ultimates on the board. Lukachu will go down, and Meridian Technical, that minor hiccup immediately answered thanks to a great nano onto Fem Neptune, and they'll get the first point.
Now Meridian Technical does seem to have their momentum back. As they got to watch out here for this Primal Rage that can kind of push them off the point. They're also going to have to deal with the copy and the Pulse Bomb. But they were able to really kind of counter the ultimates from Fire Islands by kind of just canceling them out. So the bit of CC that they're going to get from this Earth Shatter could be helpful in that regard. The only problem is that this section of the map is one where you have a lot of bi-level play here. So you're going to be less likely to get all the team members on one plane where you can use that Shatter.
The Fire Island's doing a great job holding the high ground, but the payload still is pushing. Need to find a pick from that high ground, as there's really no one on Meridian Technical who has interest in going up there. 2-man Anti's going to land. You'll see Blank look to get in on the back line. Shadow Soul coming in as well. Soup and Mysterious Toad will both fall, and once again the Fire Islands, you play a perfect fight. They get the duplicate onto the Reinhardt. Shroomy looking for the Shatter, going to throw it out, landed onto Daydream. An excellent use of the high ground there. Gets a win for the Fire Islands in that fight.
One thing that this Tracer for the Fire Islands though is going to have to watch out for is we actually have seen the Roadhog be brought out by Meridian Technical. And so that hook to any members of the Fire Islands, any of their squishies, if that hook lands, it's going to be a very bad time for them. So they're going to have to really watch out and be mindful of that. We'll see how good Big Boofus is on his Roadhog skills. So Roadhog really has the ability, kind of like a Tracer, to really kind of be a bully in the backline and be a consistent pain if they are good enough with their aim.
Let's have the whole hog available as well. And speaking of bullying that back line, Fem Neptune and Big Boofus go on the back line. There's that hook you were talking about, right onto Shroomy out of the air. See if the whole hog is going to get popped. The Diva Bomb will be used. Looks like everyone will just jump off. They barely miss hooking Shadow Soul before he's able to remech, but that mech is not long for this world, and neither is Shadow Soul. As they'll both fall, the high ground will be neutralized, and Meridian Technical will look to push this payload onto the second checkpoint.
Fortunately, the hook misses there now. Meridian Technical find themselves in a similar situation now, though. They have a whole lot more lined up, and two of those are going to be used. Whole hog and the Visor are being used here as well. Okay, they're just going to use just about everything here to get back control of the payload.
Well, works out. Nobody dies. They pick up 4 from the Fire Islands. They'll unlock the second point, and they'll now go pushing in. Shroomy falls off the edge. Curious if that was a reset suicide or just a mistake. As Big Boofus picks up a kill onto Delirious, and it was the reset as Shroomy will hop over onto the Cassidy.
Just coming online for Fire Islands is that Primal Rage. Rally and the Pulse Bomb also very close to being brought. Wouldn't be surprised also if Daydream during this fight manages to charge up their Amp Matrix. It seems all Baptiste nowadays are just really good at charging up their ultimates really fast.
Delirious lands a big ante, but not much comes from it. Finally, Soup will go down, but it's traded out for Blank. The rally from Lukachu will be used as well. Frozen Phoenix able to pick up 1 elimination on a Daydream. Mysterious Toad will go down as well. Yeah, this will be a reset for Meridian Technical, though it did take a handful of ultimates from the Fire Islands to pick up that team fight.
Yeah, and Meridian Technical might have had in their minds that they're saving everything for this next fight, as they are going to have both their tanks' ultimates back and ready for them. Because Fire Island's kind of expended everything there and is really only going to have the nano boost right now.
And Technical really only about 25% away from having 6 ultimates. We'll see where they want to pull the trigger. They do get a double stun with a great flashbang from Soup. They get a 2-man shatter plus a sleep onto the Winston. And that is about all. They do get the nano out onto Frozen Phoenix, who can prop that Primal Rage. It's Delirious and Frozen Phoenix the only ones alive. Respawn should come through as Frozen Phoenix bought enough time for at least a few members of his team to try and get back, stall out. The tac visor going to be popped there for Turtle Flame. Will get 1, make it 2. And that, I think, is going to be all the stall that Fire Islands can muster. Frozen Phoenix charging in there. Delirious will go down. The Immortality Field from Daydream, keeping them all nice and healthy. Filing in one by one, but they'll body block them on the point. And with 40 seconds left, Meridian Technical will 3-cap on the side of against Fire Islands.
Yeah, that was a really good bit of resource management there by Eternal Flame. Just realizing that they're going to have that final wave be brought out off of those close respawns from Fire Island. So especially with that tactical visor and the amplification matrix, really kind of just getting a situation where once you peek your head out through the choke points, you're going to have so much damage pushed on you that you can't get back to the payload. And that was definitely the situation that played out.
And what does Fire Island need to do? I mean, that map felt a lot closer than Control, but at the end of the day, they still got 3 caps. I mean, what do they need to do to be able to, 1, 3 cap here, but also win in overtime and get us to a Game 3?
I hope this doesn't take too long.
Whew, that's really kind of difficult. It's gonna one thing that can at least start them off on a right foot here, though, is if they realize what they want to, if they realize what kind of comp Meridian Technical is going to do. Is Meridian Technical going to give them kind of free reign over the initial corners of this first third push, like Fire Islands did? But it doesn't necessarily seem like that. Meridian Technical is still going for a very kind of brawly, in-your-face comp here, and aren't going to take the high grounds. They're just going to take it right to the spawn, it looks like. So I was going to say that was probably one thing Fire Islands could use, because if that other team uses kind of more of a long-range comp and you're able to kind of hide around that payload and use it your shield, then you can push a good distance on that first on this first section here.
Shroomy gonna look for the backline flank. Blank will do so as well.
Oh, Meridian Technical is on the high ground.
They might get attacked here by Blank and that Tracer. Unfortunately, Shadow Soul is going down, so you've got to make a play here if you're one of the Fire Islands DPS, not just watch them rip apart your tanks and supports.
It is interesting because you have the Sombra and you have the Tracer, so they definitely want to be able to get in the backline and get these initial picks, but they have to be mindful of Big Boofus, because one good hook from him and your flank is over.
Flank from Shroomy is unfortunately not going to go successful, as 4 members of the Fire Islands do go down. They at least force Meridian Technical off the high ground, but that was about all they really got.
Looks like Daydream definitely is mindful of this Tracer here, trying to get a pick there, but he's going to go back to the team to give them some support and defending here.
Big Boofus gets taken out by Delirious. This is now a chance for those backline Tracer and Sombra plays, though Blank is dead, to make some moves while Big Boofus runs back to the payload. From that defending spawn, as they've sort of pushed it underneath and neutralized a lot of that high ground opportunities Meridian Technical can have, even using the Fire Islands are using some of that high ground for themselves. But right now, the ult advantage was squarely on Meridian Technical's shoulder. They've got 2 available, 2 coming up in the near future, while the Fire Islands only have that nano and really nothing more, as we'll see if the tac visor is going to be used at all. So far, Meridian Technical just simply holding on to their ultimates, allowing Fire Islands to charge theirs up, and we might get an all-out ult brawl here in a little bit.
It would be kind of interesting to see both teams really kind of saving up everything and all pressing Q at the same time. At that point, when both your teams kind of have the same amount of resources, and kind of the rule that you'll hear from a lot of our commentators is he who ults first is able to get that initial bit of CC. Looks like picks up a little from this Earth Shatter. Is going to be moving on with the Tactical Visor and the Deadeye to follow up, and they're just going to immediately tear through Fire Island. So as soon as I said he ults first, they use that Earth Shatter, and Fire Islands can't use what they've built up.
Good news for the Fire Islands. They only lost two. They only lost the Nano and the Primal Rage in terms of ults. They'll still have the EMP. They'll still have the Pulse Bomb, and they'll still have the Rally for the next fight, though they are running out of time. Only a minute 15 on the clock. So we will see what the Fire Islands can do here. It's probably going to be all up to Blank. Got to land a big EMP. There's his six-man. The Pulse Bomb doesn't find anything. Blank and Soupy traded 1-for-1. Lukachu gonna pop the Rally here. It's gonna be enough to extend Meridian Technical. They take down Fem Neptune. That's a huge pick, getting the main tank down, but Frozen Phoenix will be traded out. And unfortunately, off that six-man EMP, it's a 2-for-2 trade for the Fire Islands, and that's not what they were looking for.
Unfortunately, that was such a great EMP, but they didn't really have a whole lot of follow-up in terms of damage to capitalize on that. There's that damage they were looking for, though. That'll certainly help them with the double deep bomb.
Still have not got the point, though. 20 seconds left, so they did pick up a kill onto Eternal Flame and Mysterious Toad, with Daydream going down despite the Ant Matrix. That should be enough for the Fire Islands here to be able to extend this game, as they'll hit checkpoint number 1.
Now they're going to have just about the minimum amount of time to push back onto the second point. I gotta say, they're doing a pretty good job of managing their ultimates right now. They're kind of matching Meridian Technical in terms of what they have saved up. We're going to have to see a good amount of mileage be used out of this Primal Rage. Unfortunately, getting hit with the Anti-Nade right off the bat had to force him to go back to heal, and that's not what you want to do. The Primal Rage was basically wasted there.
Primal Rage basically in response to getting hooked, and you've highlighted that Big Boofus can change a fight, and even though he doesn't get the kill, blowing a Primal Rage is huge. Soup will go down to Shroomy, Shroomy has done a fantastic job on this back line, as Eternal Flame was looking for a flank of their own, not able to find it. One elimination picked up there for Big Boofus. A sleep is going to land on the Shadow Soul as well, but the rest of Meridian Technical just being run through as they're opting not to use the high ground, and Shadow Soul's mech barely hangs on, and Fire Islands can keep pushing.
I might need this later.
Yeah, they've made a good amount of progress here. They still have a little bit over half of their time left. And they've made just a little bit over half their way there. But one or two good team fights here can still give Meridian Technical the chance to hold here, and they have saved up 5 ultimates for this. Fire Islands also have 3 to their name, with the 4th going online very soon here, so we're going to have to see very soon how these ultimates play out, and Meridian Technical can do what they did in the first part of this map, kind of getting one of those great shatters onto a lot of members of the Fire Islands before they can use those ults.
You said last time we're in this situation, he who ults first usually is victorious. We'll see if that's the case here. It was last time, as there goes Frozen Phoenix flying in. A roll away from Soup. Excuse me, just to kite that monkey away and reset on the point. As the time and the pressure are on the Fire Islands. They're down to 30 seconds left. Here comes Frozen Phoenix. The Nano is going to land. There's a 5-man EMP to answer.
Wow.
The only man not EMP is Eternal Flame, though, who's going to pop that Tac Visor. It's a 2-for-1 trade, make it 3-for-1. But while all this is happening, Fem Neptune is just sitting on the payload, contesting it. The payload didn't go anywhere that entire time.
Wow.
Finally, Fem Neptune goes down, but I think they bought enough time for maybe one last recontest.
I think they did. Ooh, and they still have those CC ultimates, which, you know, it was harder to use that Earth Shatter when Fire Islands was kind of more split up on the high ground, but if they're all trying to fight on the payload, then that Earth Shatter becomes a lot more lucrative.
There's that shatter right off the Deadeye. 2 members go down for the Fire Islands. It's Eternal Flame down for Meridian Technical. Frozen Phoenix with another Primal Rage will fall. It's Frozen Phoenix for Soup. Shadow Soul demech'd and dead, in a fantastic little sneak play by Fem Neptune. Seems to have won the map and the series for Meridian Technical. They've just got to hold on and eliminate the remaining members, and they will do it. Meridian Technical will pick up the win, and it will be a 2-0 win for them. So Meridian Technical and the Pink Panthers both start off on the right foot here. They pick up wins against the Everest and the Fire Islands. And Jem, your thoughts on that series, and now that we've seen all four teams, kind of where are you sitting as we have some more games left to go in terms of your favorites to make it to next week's Grand Finals?
Ooh, that's really difficult there. I mean, I got to say, I really love what Meridian Technical is doing, especially they're bringing kind of this Roadhog, this sleeper Roadhog to the mix to be able, they've been the best team that I've seen in so far of ult management and their ability, I was talking earlier about the Pink Panthers and their threat of the DPSs, but with their DPSs and supports, with this Roadhog thrown into the mix and these heroes that can instantly just push that CC onto those heroes and be able to get rid of them instantly, then it's going to be very, very fun to see if Meridian Technical can indeed beat the Pink Panthers and get to the top spot.
Yeah, I think that Meridian Technical Pink Panthers game is going to be phenomenal. I'm also curious to see what the Everest of the Esports Tower can do, if they can rebound, because again, them and the Pink Panthers are the only two teams that have ever won. So I think they're still the favorites, but I think that Pink Panthers Meridian Technical matchup will be fun, but the Pink Panthers, they've been running away with everyone. We might just be playing for second. But before we take a break, before we get to our other games, we are going to have a quick interview. We have Adrienne of Stevens College joining us, which is a very unique space in the esports field. So it'll be very fun to get to talk to her as she joins us right now. And Adrienne, the first question I want to ask is, Stevens College is an all-girls school, which is very unique in esports. Can you tell us a little bit about your program?
Yeah, so we are the first all-female collegiate program in the United States. Started in early 2016. I joined the program in early 2020, so that was interesting. But yeah, I mean, what I wanted to do was find a way to make our program unique in ways that wasn't just we're a women's college. So what we've been doing is we've opened up the program to every competitive esports title, as well as every game, every console. So if you're interested in competing, you have that option. If you're interested in streaming and content creation, we have that. And if you just want to learn about gaming and have a safe area to operate within the industry, we provide that as well. And another thing that's really unique is we offer all of our students a scholarship, no matter what they're doing.
Oh, nice.
They could just be a casual player that play 5-6 hours a week, and we're still going to give them a scholarship.
So talking about scholarships and kind of drawing students in, does Stevens College do a lot of esports recruiting? And if so, how does that process normally work? And what do you look for in players that can really stand out?
Yeah, so I mean, I recruit every day. I'm pretty much always talking to somebody. There's a lot of girls that I actually meet just in game with my friends that I end up connecting with. We pretty much use a lot of Twitter, Discord, Twitch, as well as like the traditional recruiting sites. But I've kind of found that we're most successful when we just organically find somebody. All of my players that came this semester, we just happened to meet. Like, I didn't actively go out and seek them. They just came across our team and they're like, hey, like, we want to just hang out with you guys. So I was able to offer them a scholarship, and that's how they joined.
That's fantastic. I mean, I know you said you do some of that recruiting through Twitter. I mean, do you want to let you plug your Twitter, plug where people can find you, just in case maybe they hear this and they want to find you organically? Where can they look for Stevens College?
Yeah, so we're on Twitter at Stevens Esports. And that's pretty much where all of our contacts begin. We're also on Discord. Yeah, like we're pretty much everywhere, and we're not easy to miss. We're very active.
Well, we'll get you out on this final thought. We know schools have been paying close attention to Esports Tower Club Championships, and with how the competition's been playing out, has there been any things that you've been seeing kind of on the club level, on the high school level, that has really impressed you so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of skill in like the high school and even middle school level. Like there's a lot of talent. And honestly, I'm really interested in just seeing how these players grow with the team experience that they get. Um, a lot of kids that are in college right now, with the exception of the highest level players, didn't really get that team experience before they joined a collegiate team. So it's going to be really cool to see where these high school kids end up with the team experience they're getting through programs like Esports Tower.
Well, Adrian, I appreciate you joining us. I mean, you guys are already in a unique spot since you're an all-girls school, and the fact that you said you do every game is phenomenal. I'm sure you have your hands full. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't wait to hear from you again in the future.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
That is something else, Jim. Every single game?
Yeah.
There's a lot of games out there.
Basically, you ask Stevens College, well, what are you competing? Their answer is yes.
Their answer is, well, what are you playing? That is phenomenal. I mean, not only that, but I mean, making the all-girls school thing work as well. I know that's been a big discussion in esports is how to get more female involvement, and that seems like a great place to do it. So, huge shout out to Adrian for joining us. Cannot wait to see more from Stevens College. We're going to take a quick break, though. We still have 2 more series. We'll see if the Pink Panthers and the Meridian Technical continue their runs. For our Esports Tower teams, the Everest and the Fire Islands can get back in the mix of things here in our club championships. More Overwatch coming up after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your Guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back into this week's broadcast, the Esports Tower Rumble in Overwatch. It's the club championship here. Everybody trying to impress. We just had Adrian from Stevens College here, so you know people are watching. It's the club championship, so you've got to perform right for the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We've got 2 more group stage series here tonight. Teams battling it out to make the grand finals next week. Before we do all of that, Fish and Gem here calling the action. We do want to pause. We want to take a moment to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from the clubs, been offered scholarships across the country over the last 3 months. Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.2 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have worked hard academically as well and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We cannot be more excited and proud to see all of the opportunities that these players are getting. We cannot wait to see that number go higher and higher as more and more schools add esports across the country at the collegiate level, and these kids put on a show week after week, Jem. But as we see the numbers flash on the screen, we got to get ready for a big round 2 matchup. We talked about it, the two teams that went undefeated, the Pink Panthers and Meridian Technical going down. They'll throw down in the gauntlet. What do you expect from this matchup? Because both these teams kind of ran over their opponents, 2-0 victories. What do you expect here?
Ooh. Well, it's a question because we're gonna have the two undefeated teams and then the two other teams competing as well. We have 2 matchups, and the first one I believe is from the 2 kind of lower bracket teams right now, Fire Islands and the Everest, if I'm not mistaken. So in terms of their point, I think the Fire Islands had a lot of great plays that they were lining up. It's just that Meridian Technical was kind of outplaying them in terms of speed. So I think Fire Islands have a lot going for them in terms of what they know they want to do. If they just kind of maybe get a chance to pull off the plays that they have in mind, I think they have a good run at this matchup.
Well, I will think we're actually going to start with the higher seed games here. I think we're going to start with Meridian Technical and the Pink Panthers. Before we do that, though, we'll give everybody a chance to take a look at Doc's Keys to the Game, presented by the Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Those are understand your comp and play style and make adjustments if you need to. Do not just stick on a comp because you know it works well with you if it's not working in the game. Focus on each fight, get good ultimate value, and the objective is greater than kills at the end of the day. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure. You'll be matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. It's time to get into our round 2 matchup. The Pink Panthers take it on Meridian Tech. Both teams started the night out with the win, looking to keep that going through the group stage. We'll see who picks up another one. Remember, the Pink Panthers have not lost a single Rumble game. We'll see if Meridian Tech can change that. Pink Panthers have been together for a long time. They have showed incredible team play and team dynamics every single week. Meridian Tech has a lot of individual talent. We'll see what they could do here against the Pink Panthers. Remember, coming off a grand final appearance last week is Meridian Technical. The team that wins this, by the way, will lock themselves into the grand final spot. So there's a lot on the line as we kick this one off, and unfortunately for the Pink Panthers, they are down a member right now. They change up their roles just a little bit. It looks like Meridian Technical, even in a 6v5, will still lose 2 members to the Pink Panthers.
That's quite a statement there if you're still able to win a 5v6 match.
Yeah, that's really a testament to Smash Boy J on the solo support. That is phenomenal.
Which is an interesting pick for a solo support. Yeah, well, I'm thinking back before the days of a 2-2-2, Rollock. If you were going for a solo support, Zenyatta really wasn't the choice that you would go with. He can't put out a lot of individual healing by himself. So the way that he's got to make him work is that you've got to basically kind of play the pseudo third DPS with. And so Smash Boy J can be able to get those early picks and make him work. Then yeah, Pink Panthers doing a great job so far.
It looked like a lot of the Pink Panthers members did have to retreat, though, to get that healing, as you mentioned. Zenyatta not a great solo healer. They trade Mysterious Toad for Conspiracy, and there's Smash Boy J.
Wow.
Not even healing the team, does not care. Just simply throwing out balls across the map. Mafsy going to get another one before going down to Daydream and Meridian Technical. You got to go for the point. Not for the spawn
This
camp.
is bringing back so many memories of old Overwatch solo queue days, you know what I mean? Where you had to rely on just one support. And Smashboard just bringing back so many memories of you can't necessarily rely on that one support to heal you often, but Smashboard J definitely kind of makes up for it in his ability to just play solo.
Well, he gets hooked, but he pops the Transcendent, stays alive. Eternal Flame will go down. We got a great view, though, of Smash Boy J getting hooked. This time, no Transcendence to save him, however.
That looked like the old theater thing where you get pulled off the stage with the cane.
And now the problem is Meridian Technical's the one getting pushed off the stage. They have finally flipped the point, but 1-for-1 trades in a 6v5 is not what you're looking for. And I'm curious if Smash Boy J will end up swapping. As you said, I think they need more support than a third DPS. As they get the kill onto Eternal Flame, and Meridian Technical starting to build up, getting up to that 30% mark.
See how it works out for Pink Panthers here. Eternal Flame has built up that tactical visor. Looks like Banana Boost is going to open it up for Meridian Technical.
Nano there onto Fem Neptune, who does have the Shatter available. Eternal Flame gets run down by Conspiracy and AME.
Wow.
And they flip the point back in their favor. And now there's one or two more fights here for Meridian Technical that they do have a massive ultimate advantage going into this next fight in particular.
They do, but there are so many ultimates that are just going to be brought online, and you have to think with that Transcendence for Smash Boy J, that's one of the things he did last time when Meridian Technical got onto the point. He stalled it out with that Transcendence, and with the percentage going above 90% now, that might all he need. That could be all he needs to do.
Well, there we go.
Okay.
That was... Meridian Technical had some issues here with capping the point. There's that Transcendence going to be popped by Smash Boy J just to try and stay alive. The whole hog will be used there by Big Boopus to clear some space and flip the point back in Meridian Technical's favor. So Mysterious Toad will go down, so will Soup, so it ends up being a 4-on-4. As Daydream and Eternal Flame will fall as well, and I think that Meridian Technical I don't think they have the members. I think the Pink Panthers win this in a 5v6.
I never would have thought that I would see something like it, but they did it. They actually did it. I don't know what's happening right now.
That is just a testament, if anything, to the Pink Panthers right there in a 5v6. Picking up a win here, and hopefully their sixth member will be able to join them for this next map, but it might not be needed.
Yeah, it's just insane. Wow, when's the last time that you've commented on a game with a solo healer?
Never. Literally
really,
never, unless I commentate my own solo queue game.
Yeah, if it was solo, well, you can't even, yeah.
Well, I would like to argue half the time the other healer's not even doing anything.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. But the thing is like, in terms of competitive, you know, back when we started, you know, Boise State Esports, you know, was around the time GOATS was really becoming prominent. So you would cast a game with 3 healers. You could cast a game with 2 healers after the roll-lock. I don't know if I've ever seen a situation. It's still going to be Smash Boy lapped up to heal the team all by himself.
Interesting that Conspiracy's going to swap over to the Widowmaker. But as I say, that gets a pick onto Soup, so maybe the correct play, though Eternal Flame and Big Boopus will both get eliminations. Lyric will trade and end up picking up a triple kill just when you thought things were going Meridian Technical's way. A huge play from Lyric, gets hooked in, picks up another elimination, and again, the Pink Panthers will win the first point, and they'll start in control.
I've been talking about, you know, Smash Boy J so much just being the solo healer, but it's really been Lyric on this Doomfist making these insane plays, these triple and quadruple, just eliminating. They've already charged up their minefield.
They do get an elimination onto AME at least. And now a great job blocking that Widowmaker with the Reinhardt shield. The stun does land onto Fem Neptune, however. Turtle Flame forced to throw down the May wall, but Mapsy will go down as well. And I think they should be able to flip the point, and this time, I think Meridian Technical will start to figure out, but as I say, that Lyric is absolutely insane. The Meteor Strike gonna be popped there, so is the Transcendence. Lyric just misses, unfortunately, but it does not matter, as it's another team fight win for the Pink Panthers.
Wow, okay. He's just not letting them play. They're not letting them play. It doesn't matter if they're one team member down.
Oh, Lyric barely alive. My goodness.
I mean, look at this. They're going up to Meridian Technical spawn with only one healer available. Okay. I was about to say they're doing that and getting away with it, but then AME maybe just getting a bit too eager.
Hey, great play by Eternal Flame. The ironic name for someone on a May with a great freeze. They have 5 ultimates. They almost have more ultimates than the Pink Panthers have players.
That's true.
So you'd like to think this fight should be an easy win for Meridian Technical. It's a great first pick on to Conspiracy. Mapsy will go down as well, but Interior Lyric's been eliminated. Do not count your chickens before they hatch. As Lyric picks up a double. The Shatter not able to find anything. The Coalescence for Mysterious Toad not able to find anything. It's Lyric putting on a one-man show right now on the Doomfist. Absolutely insane. They did end up flipping the point in their favor, but for how long, I do not know. The remaining members who did die early in that fight have respawned, and I think that's enough for Meridian Technical to be able to hold on.
Speed of holding on, Transcendence is being used by Zen here, but he's going to be focused out so quickly after that. His health just disappeared there. Well, there it... This really seems like a solo queue game. That's the way the Pink Panthers are playing.
It's working is the crazy thing, though. Finally, Meridian Technical able to win that fight. Lyric will go down as well, though it did trade his life for a whole hog, and I think that's a fair trade. Unfortunately, the Pink Panthers aren't coming up on any ults anytime soon, so I'll be curious how often they're going to try and fight here, because they do only have to win one fight to be able to pick up the map and the win.
The good news is if you're wanting to burn off all the ultimates from Meridian Technical, they did a pretty good job at that. They burned off 5 of them. The only thing left is that Deadeye. Eternal Flame eliminated by Conspiracy, both Conspiracy and Epic being star players, being able to kind of even out this 5v6 discrepancy as these engagements start.
Conspiracy gets another one, and I think they're going to be able to flip this here. Fem Neptune will go down, so will Eternal Flame. Big Boofus able to heal up, but it's all up to Boofus and Mysterious Toad right now. Point's going to get flipped, and they're going to pull it off. The Pink Panthers will win control in a 6v5.
Insane. Absolutely insane. I know this is about the time when you tell us, Fish, that going it alone can only get you so far, but you know what? Pink Panthers, they don't care if they're a little bit more alone than the other team. They're going to win 5v6.
Well, luckily, that's not where we're going. I just want to remind people that if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumble, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to spur exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. And the Pink Panthers, man, that was phenomenal. I'm curious if on our next map they will find their 6th player, but based on control, I mean...
I don't even know if you draw it to a second game here, but at this point you just bow out with respect at what the Pink Panthers have managed to do.
That was absolutely phenomenal on control. I thought Lyric was absolutely insane. That was phenomenal Doomfist play. I mean, unfortunately, Boise State, we're familiar with fantastic Doomfist play, like the likes of Kevin Durant, a.k.a. Silk Carpet, which is a fantastic comparison. Lyric, you should be honored. But, I mean, that's really what it was. That first fight, it's a 2-for-2 trade. You're like, oh, it's a 4v3. We're going to win. And then Lyric picks up a triple kill, and that fight just never turns around. Absolutely phenomenal from Lyric and Conspiracy. They hard carried on the DPS roles, which you kind of have to do when you're down a healer. You cannot take too much damage. You stay away with the Widowmaker. You get the extra shields from the Doomfist, and somehow you 2-0 on control down a member.
Well, here's what I want to say, kind of the information from Meridian Technical, and this kind of the information on kind of how to deal with kind of a star player, a star DPS player that loves going in the backline like a Doomfist, and this kind of the journey that Boise State took is one of the key ways that you help improve that is having great communication with your support and the rest of the team. You need to be able on a dime to be able to tell your team to very quickly turn around, deal with the solo threat in your backline, because if that communication isn't there, then your supports are going to be gone and the Doomfist bowls over your entire team. So if you have a really good flank DPS player, you need to know how to talk with your team.
Yeah, and also, I mean, the CC is going to be paramount, something like a Cassidy, something to be able to lock. I mean, they tried with the Mei, but I don't think the freeze from the Mei is quick enough to be able to lock down Lyric. We saw it there with AME on the Wrecking Ball, We'll find out if the Pink Panthers have a 6th member as we go to Watch Point Gibraltar. Between Meridian Technical and the Pink Panthers, both these teams won their first game again. Whoever wins this is locked in the grand finals at 2-0. The other team will have to, Meridian Technical would have to probably face off against the Everest. If the Everest win our last game of the night against the Fire Islands, that would kind of be a pseudo tiebreaker game. But I think the thing that everybody's looking out for right now is, yes, we have found Gambler. Welcome to the party. Smash Boy Jay, who's now on the Genji, will tell you they don't need you, though. Is Lyric will just say, you know what, I just got done playing Doomfist. Why don't I play the aggressive Zenyatta, though? Nice teleport gets them away.
Well, it looks like Meridian Technical immediately tries to use that Symmetra teleport, but they're going to be picked off immediately. It is evened up by Smash Boy Z, though, here. So now Pink Panthers find themselves back at even footing with Meridian Tech.
Soup gonna eat that Orb of Discord. The high ground picked up by Meridian Technical. So right now they really haven't gone anywhere, trying to hop onto the payload. Not quite able to do that one either. As Eternal Flame's the first one to fall. Them Neptune and Mysterious Toad will go down as well. They at least pick up 1, but a 1 for 5 is never the trade you want.
Yeah, at this point, I think Pink Panthers, they're looking for not letting Meridian Technical get to 1 checkpoint period. We do see some interesting swaps be brought over as the Moira and now Cassidy is being brought out there. Kind of what you were talking about, Fish, is kind of that CC that you might need to try to shut down some of these DPSs and flankers from Pink Panthers.
Eternal Flame gets a nice headshot there onto Conspiracy on the Soldier, but Lyric will answer right back with an elimination onto Eternal Flame. Soup will go down as well, which means there's no DPS available for Meridian Tactical. And that's going to make pushing even that much harder as Mapsy, just barely misses the slam down. Has the minefield available and would pretty much land it on top of the entire team. Does eliminate Mysterious Toad, walks over to the healing pack. Shatter is available for Fem Neptune, but they're right now caught just trying to swing on anybody they can. As Lyric will pop that Transcendence, and the Pink Panthers will simply opt for a reset.
Smash Boy's going to bring out there. Oh, it looks like Nano Blade is being used. Yep, and there it goes. It just starts tearing through Meridian Technical. Going to pick up a triple on that one. There you go. That's just the classic ultimate combo that you love using. And Smash Boy J definitely has a lot of talent on these aggressive heroes to be able to make it work.
Meridian Technical down to their final 90 seconds. We'll see what they can do. They do have an elimination on the Conspiracy, and Smash Boy J is running back, though Mapsy's just going to throw down that minefield. Will eat the Nano, but going to be able to just roll away to safety at 38 HP, and a triple kill gets picked up. They even use the Nano onto Big Boofus, but can't build the ult in time, and I think Meridian Technical is going to opt for a reset and maybe just throw every ult they have, the Shatter, the Grab, and the Dragon Strike all out at once here and try and win this last fight.
And Fem Neptune definitely caught in a bad position here, being focused down. They're almost down completely 0 health, but was able to heal back up, but is going to find themselves caught up right here, right up against the payload. A Smashboard just goes right through deep. Daydream and Big Boof, his AME and Mapsy also getting a pick for themselves, just one after the other. You know, you would think, Fish, for Meridian Technical, kind of the advice, you know, you would think, oh, kind of get your initial pick and you can use that advantage, but we've already seen how well the Pink Panthers play 5v6, so it's almost like that doesn't even matter.
Last chance here for Meridian Technical. They've got 4 ults available to just the 1, though the whole hog will be up soon for AME. Daydream will be eliminated, though, by Conspiracy before the fight started. The Shatter will be used, lands onto AME, so it actually stops the whole hog because the Nano combo. The Nano now not up for the Genji Blade, but I don't think it's going to matter. Smash Boy J will just rip it without the Nano, still picks up a kill. And as time ticks down, I don't think there's much Meridian Technical could do. The Dragon Strike at least gets a kill onto Smash Boy J, almost kills Lyric. But nobody's there in time, and this should be quick work for the Pink Panthers at full strength.
Should definitely be. I don't really think Meridian Technical even made it to the bridge at that point.
They only made it 25 meters. I'm curious if the Pink Panthers can win this in one team fight. As this was a fantastic defensive display. I mean, we're used to seeing a close hold, then it kind of fails, and eventually you'll go down underneath the bridge. But, I mean, that was just simply a high ground close hold that the Pink Panthers operated to perfect success.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a walk in the park for the Pink Panthers.
Would be very, very shocked if they don't lock in their grand final spot for next week.
I mean,
here.
all this stuff that we're seeing of the later parts of this level don't apply.
No, nothing applies but that.
Nothing that we're seeing applies here. Just the 4 feet outside the entrance is all we need to be concerned about.
Yeah, you'll see that parking spot here as we come around the corner. There it is. That is the tough ass Meridian Technical has, is can you defend that? And I'm not sure that against the Pink Panthers, the answer is yes, but we'll find out here in about 10-15 seconds what they can do.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see kind of one of those DPSs of Pink Panthers that have been the stars of the show to just initially go out. Yeah, we see this Doomfist here. We're going to see him be out for blood right now. Just get one initial pick onto Meridian Technical, just go right into their back line. And already, it might not even need an elimination when you're so close to the parking spot.
They just threw 4 people on the payload, moved it as fast as possible, forced Meridian Technical to give up the high ground to jump down. As we do see Soup on this Doomfist, Mysterious Toad getting elimination onto Conspiracy. And the ground Pharah punched in the back by the Doomfist, an early hold here for Meridian Technical, though they still have to do that for 3.5 more minutes, and they only have 8 meters to spare.
Yeah, they cannot afford to give up this payload in any form right now. Kind of interesting that we're seeing the Pharah be brought out from Pink Panthers with no sort of mercy pocket.
The mercy pocket for Meridian Technical. Daydream pocketing kind of all over the place as Conspiracy will go down. Meridian Technical will simply just hop on the payload once again. Great stun's gonna land. But Gambler will go down once again, and you would expect maybe his change here is that Pharah really hasn't done much of anything. His Lyric will fall as well, and Meridian Technical almost halfway done defending, as there is the change for Gambler.
Yeah, I gotta say, they've held them for a good minute or so. Meridian Technical doing a lot better job. They definitely are stepping up to the fight right now.
Conspiracy trying to get on the back line, maybe sneak the payload. Not able to do it, though. They are just taking the whole team away from the fight. They're managing to distract 2 members of Meridian Technical as AME is going to look onto the payload. Luckily, they move back in time. They do contest it. Hack onto Mysterious Toad, who does have the sound barrier available. Meteor Strike going to be used by Soup and Smash Boy J. The rally from Conspiracy. There's that sound barrier from Mysterious Toad. And they'll trade 1 for 1. Gambler for Eternal Flame. But the payload is only 1 meter away. You cannot afford to step off the payload if you're any member of Meridian Technical. I would think once Mapsy gets that whole hog, they can just push them all off and cap it from there as Big Boofus just keeps getting knocked off, getting body blocked off the point. Fantastic play there from the Pink Panthers, just body blocking and pushing everyone away. And they will end up winning it there. You can't even call it a C9. That was just a fantastic use of their game mechanics and game knowledge by the Pink Panthers. They're locked in for next week's Grand Final.
I love how the Brigida, the play that won wasn't even taking out Meridian Technical. It was just saying, hey, I'm over here. This is a very interesting part of the stage. Why don't we go walking over here?
Yeah, that was the Pink Panthers played that phenomenally, just winning, not quite pacifist, but winning without needing to get too many kills. Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Power players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. One more game left on the night. It's the two members of the Esports Tower who both suffered losses in our early games, the Everest and the Fire Islands. Both these teams trying to come up with a win here. See who will put them in a tie for second place. If the Everest win, it would force a tiebreaker game next week between themselves and Meridian Technical for the grand final spot. If the Fire Islands win, I believe Meridian Technical would advance on the head-to-head, but we'll have to see. So a lot of pressure here on the Everest. If they can win, they get one more chance to have a game next week to go to our grand finals. Meanwhile, Fire Islands looking to end the season on a bright note. So we'll see who comes out on top here on our final game of the night in this week's club championship.
It seems like the biggest challenges for each of these teams is that the Everest really struggled on earlier tonight in being able to adapt to the other team's comp and being able to swap off the heroes that weren't working out for him. The Fire Islands seem to have more of a problem with speed and being able to use the plan that they had fast enough. It just in terms of Meridian Technical was able to get those very crucial CC ultimates off first, be able to eliminate their heroes before they Fire Island could use their ultimates. So interesting challenges for both of these teams, kind of different. We'll see how they step up to them.
It's time to get into our final round 2 matchup of the night. The Everest and the Fire Islands of the Esports Tower in a best of 3. Winner puts themselves in a tie with Meridian Tech for second place in the group and a shot next week in the grand finals against the Pink Panthers if they can pull it off, especially if it's the Everest. They would have one more game left against Meridian Technical. So we will see. Who is it going to be, the Everest or the Fire Islands? Both these teams have had their full roster most of the season. The Fire Islands have stuck together, worked really hard to improve their gameplay and performances, and they've made some really big strides. They should be proud of that. Meanwhile, the Everest roster completely stayed together the whole season. They've improved. They've shown some consistency that has put them ahead of their competition and put them in a chance here, if they win, to have a tiebreaker game next week.
Well, we'll just have to see how these teams do. In terms of the control map, do you have any thoughts, Fish? Because we've seen Busan and we've seen Ilios be brought out. So are we going to see a different one? I think we would probably see Busan again.
I think we'll probably, for the round 1 games, we saw the same control map, so I think we'll see Busan again would be my guess. We will have to see. Again, the team that loses this game will fall out of the grand finals. The winner will still control their own destiny with a win next week over Meridian Technical. The winner would make it in to our grand finals. We're actually going to throw it to a quick break, so when we come back, Everest and Fire Islands, who comes out on top? We'll find out right after this.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
again to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena, wrapping up our first part of the Overwatch Club Championships here for Esports Tower. Fire Islands and the Everest of the Esports Tower going at it. The loser of this series will be eliminated from Grand Finals contention. The winner will still control their own fate. We'll play that next week, and then we will see who takes on the Pink Panthers, who have already locked in their spot in the Grand Finals. Fish and Gem here, getting ready to call all of the action, Gem, and we saw both these teams lose earlier. What are your expectations going into this game, and which team do you think ultimately has a shot next week at the Grand Finals?
Ooh. I really don't know if I can make that prediction here, because it seems like both these teams really didn't get the full chance to shine because they were going up against such strong teams in the first match. I know this is disappointing, but I really have to say it's even right now. I need to see how these teams, if they have improved, if they've improved their main issues that I was talking about earlier before the break, which is for Fire Islands was just kind of the speed and the ability they had to actually pull off the ultimate plants that they had. It seemed like they were getting canceled out by CC a little bit too much. And then for the Everest, it seems like it was being able to recognize when they need to swap off the raw comp and be able to use heroes that ultimately achieve the goals they were looking for.
Yeah, I think the Everest probably the slight favorites, because I think it's a lot easier to recognize when to change comps as opposed to when to know to pull the trigger. But I think you're right. It's going to be very curious. This first game will be very telling, I think, of exactly what they figured out since they both suffered those losses to the Pink Panthers and Meridian Technical. Again, Pink Panthers just picked up a win over Meridian Technical. They are into the Grand Finals. Meridian Technical kind of waiting to see who will win this game. If it's the Everest, they'll probably have a chance to play each other next week to see who comes out on top. But again, Pink Panthers already locked in for next week's Grand Final. Loser of this will fall out of contention. The winner still can control their own destiny for the rest of the group stage, which will wrap up next week here. But so far, I mean, it's been a quite impressive showing from all of these teams. They definitely have improved over the season. I think you're right. It's just if the Everest can swap comps early enough, if they're losing, if their comps are winning, then they're not the ones who are going to have to make the change, which could go in their favor.
Yeah, it really is kind of a situation that both teams have. Is the problems that they had were really problems when they had started to fall behind and they needed to gain back momentum. So that might not be a problem for one of these teams here, since they're since Pink Panthers and Meridian Technical were such great teams in their own right. It's just it might be a thing of one of these teams finally has the ability to get the upper hand.
We will kick off on Busan, as we thought, between the Everest and the Fire Islands here. See who will come out on top, and immediately 2 kills picked up there for the team in red. Do believe that is the Everest there, picking up those eliminations onto the team in blue. So far, it's an early win for the Everest.
Yeah, I believe we recognize Frozen Phoenix from the Fire Islands from last, so Everest would be. And it seems like maybe the Everest were looking at Pink Panthers and said, hey, we like the looks of that Doomfist.
Yeah, the Doomfist has had really a number of impressive showings here tonight from some of our teams. We'll see what the Fire Islands can do. They look to rush out of their base. Dragon Shadow will get a pick onto Doomfist as the Maywall will go down. Immortality Field barely keeping members of both teams alive. Diamond Dog gonna throw out the 3-man shatter, but no one goes down. Finally, Delirious and Shadow Soul will be eliminated. Panda Squad also has the Deadeye ready and waiting, but I don't think they're gonna need it, as they're gonna get 5 eliminations. And they're just gonna hold the Fire Islands in their spawn.
Now at this point, the Fire Islands really have to look for making that Maywall work. There are some great opportunities to use this Maywall on Mecha Base. They have to be able to make sure to be able to actually get one of those members peeled out. They will be used. It looks like they are able to split some of them up, but with that Amp Matrix going down, there's so much damage being pushed on them.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to save the Maywall for the Amp Matrix at that point. You were correct, Jim. You usually got to use it to wall somebody in, but when an Amp Matrix goes down, you've got to cancel it out. And good news for the Fire Islands, they do have 5 ultimates available now.
That is true. But at this point, all it really took for the Everest was 1 Amp Matrix. So
they have Bonesaw hiding in the corner there. I don't think anyone's seen. Now they have seen him.
Okay.
Diva Bomb blocked off by the Maywall. It bounces over, but not able to find elimination. Judge will go down, and now those ults start to be used. The sound barrier will come out, but Delirious will fall before. Shroomi's Blizzard gonna get eaten by Chumpa's Fum. And a shatter there from Frozen Phoenix, able to take down Diamond Dog, but as soon as the Maywall falls, they walk right into their own death. And the game will simply just end. No overtime, and the Everest dominate map number 1 of Control.
Yeah, that's quite a good job there. They were able to keep Fire Islands well away from the point, make space for themselves after they captured the first point.
I mean, they really played that perfectly. They held them in their spawn. They used the Maywall that Shroomy was trying to use to lock people in to their advantage most of the time, and phenomenal effort there by the Everest, who we'll see what they can do on the second Control map, but at least after that, feel like the team who going to have a chance next week at the Grand Finals, but we'll have to see.
We'll have to see how it turns out here. It's Fire Islands and the Everest now. There is a lot more high ground, a lot more of an open map here, so we might be able to see more of some sniper comps be brought out. Looks like more of a diving composition might be brought out, and there's some of that aerial play that looks like the Fire Islands are bringing out. Just the Echo this time. I don't see a Mercy pocket for it, though.
Yeah, just the Echo, it looks like. You are correct for Dragon Shadow. Curious how they'll play it without the Mercy available to help out. Meanwhile, the Everest's changing it up as well. We get the Genji no Ana, so both teams have a DPS that would like a different support as Dragon Shadow gets the first elimination, but Shadow Soul will lose the mech as well, so the Baby Diva running around. No punish yet, though, from the Everest, but the Everest will just simply hop out of the point, even down a man, and be able to pick up an elimination as Bonesaw goes in, picks up one, comes out, picks up another, and much like map number 1, the Everest in early control.
And now this is a question all about the Everest making space for themselves. It just seems like they're very well adept at being able to bring the Fire Islands back to their point. You see Bonesaw actually looks like he's hiding here in a similar situation than last time. All he needs is probably 1 or 2 good hits onto a character, and he'll have his Genji blade already.
To 96, 97%, so yeah, 1 more hit. There is the Dragon Blade available. Gonna pop it, pick up 1 already onto Nox. Not able to find a second one, but Pando will pick up a kill onto Shroomy. Dragon Shadow can't even get out of their own spawn, and the Everest look like they're gonna make a repeat of what we saw in Mecha Base here on Busan Map 2.
I don't really know if they realized that Bonesaw was that close on his charge for the Dragon Blade. I think normally they probably would thought, oh, there's this person kind of away from the rest of their team, you know, let's all corner him. And they all went into this narrow room where he was, and he just pulls out that Dragon Blade and mows over them.
Fire Islands trying to regroup here, trying to find a way onto the point. Probably have 2 more fights left, especially if they go fast. That is something that we saw them struggle with. There's the Nano onto Frozen Phoenix. Pulse Bomb's going to pick up 1 elimination, though. The Rally and the Transcendence from Judge basically going to nullify all of the damage the Fire Islands are doing. Primal Rage does get propped by Frozen Phoenix, but that's about all that's going to get used there. And now the Everest will have 1 last chance with limited time on the clock and staggered respawns.
Yeah, at this point, we see the last-minute swap over to the Wrecking Ball, trying to stall it out, get there as fast, but I don't think they have enough time. They do not. And probably in one of the most landsliding maps that we've seen so far, Everest really take out a Fire Islands.
Everest now 1 game away from controlling their own destiny heading into next week to make the Grand Finals. And if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, and join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights. With our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Potentially 1 map left. Maybe the Fire Islands can get us to a map number 3, but as you said, Jem, maybe the most dominant game of the night for the Everest there on Control. So they really never were challenged to change off their comp, but I don't think that's a team we're worried about right now. So, I mean, what do the Fire Islands need to do to keep their hopes of a Grand Final appearance alive, to pick up a map win here and get us to a Game 3?
Well, I think that you were kind of right, Fish, when you said that they had the bigger of the challenges to overcome, which was more just overall in their play style, not necessarily knowing what, not choosing the right character, but just overall in their mechanics. They really need to be able to find a way to be able to kind of take different routes for one, because it seems like once the Everest kind of push them right up into their own spawn, they just kind of keep trying to push in the same route, trying to break through, and they really need to maybe try to think of other ways that they can get to the point without letting the Fire Islands just kind of block them off in one choke point.
Yeah, the Everest did a fantastic job of really just shutting down whatever the Fire Islands wanted to do, and I think you're right. It's going to come down to the Fire Islands making sure they have a plan, executing on that plan, and also being aware of the cheeky plays. I mean, Bonesaw didn't really work on Mecha Base, but had a great little hiding spot there on that Genji to be able to pick up a kill onto Nox with the Dragon Blade. So we will see final map potentially of the night. Maybe the Fire Islands get us to a Game 3. The Everest looking to pick up the win. They would play Meridian Tech next week, and the winner would go to the Grand Finals, where the Pink Panthers are simply just waiting by to see what happens in our club championship. But potentially our final map of the night. Can the Fire Islands pull off the win, or will the Everest close things out? As we go to Dorado for one last time.
Well, we almost saw kind of a complete holdout last time we were on Dorado earlier tonight. At least able to keep the team before the first checkpoint, or at least drain off all the time before the first checkpoint last time. But this is a map that we tend to see more recaps on in general, especially with kind of the more passive attitude the Fire Islands are taking right now. That's going to give so much free space to Everest. It looks like they're already trying to get some of these flanks.
Everest not quite able to find much as Frozen Phoenix has to jump away. Blank picks up a kill. Pando going down. Huge win for the Fire Islands, but they do lose Delirious. Another one-for-one trade, but all the while, that payload being pushed. Finally, Frozen Phoenix realizes that going to jump down onto the point and try and push Despacito and Chum is Fum away, and they'll do just that.
But a good amount of momentum that the Everest have managed to build up. They are already very close to that first checkpoint. Here we go. Basically, if we're looking at the ultimates here, not really close. The closest that we're seeing is Blank. I was going to say Dragon Shadow, but he gets taken out right at the beginning here.
Dragon Shadow just gets burned down. Nice double stun. Asleep onto Shadow Soul is going to take out the mech. Shadow Soul will fall shortly after, so will Frozen Phoenix. And with two tanks and now Lukachu down as well as Delirious, that should be more than enough for the Everest to push through and cap point number one.
They indeed managed to do it here. We see Panda Squad just kind of already taking this high ground here, managing to fight off the other members of the Fire Islands all by himself. Has that Meteor Strike, so can make a quick getaway, I suppose.
Payload slowly pushing, and the squad did give up the high ground, but now gonna look for the flank at full health and should be able to find it. And I don't think any of these supports know, but a great stun gonna stop him from getting that elimination. He's gonna just Meteor Strike right on top of Delirious, however. Blank trying to run away, can't find it either, and Panda Squad is just destroying the back line of the Fire Islands.
Meanwhile, at the same time, we see this Primal Rage being used by Frozen Phoenix. It doesn't seem like it's created too much space. It is able to take out Pando, though. And much like some of the other members of the Everest, we see Judge just kind of hiding out in a sneaky spot here.
Despacito ends up taking down Frozen Phoenix.
That definitely seems to be the strategy of the Everest, is to have one member kind of messing with the Fire Islands closer to their spawn, while the rest just do work on the actual point.
Okay, it is going to come out as the Rally and the Nano. Diva Bomb from Chum is fun, though. Is going to pick up a double. Panda Squad will get two more. And just like that, the Everest will get the second point. There's the Diva Bomb Off the duplicate for Dragon Shadow. It does at least pick up Panda Squad, but that feels like a hollow victory. And he gets the double kill, but the payload had already got the second point, so that was all for naught, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Everest seem to be doing just a much better job of making space around the payload and claiming that for themselves, and then just really letting the timer kind of be their biggest ally.
4 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock here for the Everest. Judge just barely missing, slamming down up there. Looking for a play on the back line, just rolling past. Just trying to be a nuisance as Frozen Phoenix will go down. Now looking to jump onto Blank. And has to hide as the Fire Islands do have great control of the high ground. Meteor Strike gonna come down, can't quite land onto Blank. Dragon Shadow gets enough air. Blank running away. Judge will end up getting the kill. Diva Bomb's going to go out on the point for Soul Shadow. And Panda Squad gets the punch before the remake can happen.
Now they're all down to the final point, and nice pick by Despacito there too. In fact, Dragon Shadow really seems to be the only fight back right now against the Everest. They managed to take it, and they're going to have 3 minutes, 22 seconds left for overtime. Quite a time bank built up.
Very impressive. 3:27, as you said, and that's going to make the work cut out for the Fire Islands. We've seen some phenomenal Doomfist play today, and Panda Squad really no different there, just being really a menace on that back line for every single member of the Fire Islands.
Yeah, very true, and it seems like the Everest probably want to look out to just hold the Fire Islands at the first checkpoint, end this as soon as possible. We're going to have to see. We haven't really seen either team go for that really brawl strategy of just kind of meeting the team at the other point, but that's been the the Everest whole strategy now, so I really wouldn't expect them. If there's any team that's going to meet the Fire Islands right at the payload, then it's going to be the Everest here. I just can't see them being passive on the high ground, especially with this Doomfist and Tracer pick.
Take a look out at the harbor. Ooh, we're gonna get an up close and personal view here.
Oh,
with some of these boats.
You know, I gotta say, you know, there's more detailing on these models than I thought there would be for such a far-off prop that people aren't really going to be looking at too often.
Well, the game kicks off. We'll have to leave the boats in the harbor.
I didn't realize how precariously perched this pyramid was.
It's so scary. One earthquake and that thing is gone.
I know.
I think with all the fighting going on in
not
there.
Not an earthquake, a tremor. Like, you just look at that thing the wrong way and it's falling over.
You would think that, you know, maybe when all that fighting, something would cause it to topple over. They'll trade 1 for 1. Despacito and getting a kill. Panda Squad going down. Now Shadow Soul will fall as well. And it's not quite a close hold, but unfortunately the Fire Islands really don't have much breathing room right now.
Phoenix is going to be dragged off the payload, actually. Tries to meet him, and that was just kind of a death sentence, really.
Blank sitting at 65%, has almost the most charge of any ultimate right now. And Fire Islands have had success with this Tracer Sombra backline nuisance comp. So we'll see. They get a nice hack there onto Judge, but not much more. Despacito will go down though on that Tracer. And Bonesaw will go down as well. This is going to open up a nice hack onto Panda Squad. Will stop him in his tracks, and this starts to open up the map here for the Fire Island.
And this is really kind of the downside, though, of going for this close hold here is that if you get taken out, then really you give up a lot of ground for the payload to be moved forward here. So it's going to take a lot more time to actually get back to the actual point.
Like with the EMP active. They go back to spawn. The Primal Rage prop by Frozen Phoenix. Shadow Soul unfortunately taken out. Frozen Phoenix jumping forward. This is where the payload stalls at times as Panda Squad on the back line picks up a double kill onto both supports, and Frozen Phoenix, much like Blank, has to retreat back to the spawn.
But it is still a hold, and that's the crucial thing for the Everest. They just want to let the timer really run out for them. We also see Blank trying to looking for the sneaky EMP.
Oh no.
Oh no. He was only looking at EMP the whole team, but now has 2 of these memory. He doesn't quite know what to do.
Well, here comes the rest of the team, maybe. Oh, goes for the hack, gets caught out, though. Meteor Strike's going to come down, and Panda Squad will smash Blank in their tracks. And unfortunately, they will have the EMP for the last fight, though, as we're down with a minute left. Bonesaw barely gets that sound barrier off in time for himself and Despacito, who are both incredibly low, 20 HP spawn camping, and Bonesaw will rightly get punished.
Blank is able to get some of those backline picks he was looking for at first there. Now he's going to try again. Now he's trying to find. Oh, he gets caught out again.
Gets the Tracer, too. Oh, what a play there. Goes for the beacon to stop Blank from getting away. And now one more chance here. They'll wait for Blank to respawn with that EMP.
That's so insane.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate here. Okay, the question is, can Blank find the right rotation without getting caught out?
20 seconds left. That EMP is going to be the game changer.
Oh, he gets caught again!
Well, this time that was Dragon Shadow on the Tracer, not Blank. We have not seen the Sombra. 10 seconds left here. No eliminations quite yet.
Still no EMP.
There it is.
Gets, but only on to 2.
And ends up going down. Frozen Phoenix will jump in and finish Pando off, but all the while, their own team being camped in front of the spawn. Overtime has started. A minefield will go down from Judge. Panda Squad looking to add a couple more victims. Meteor Strike just barely out of harm's way. Can't quite get the final punch, but that minefield going to be very much of a pain for the members of the Fire Islands to get through. Feels like just a matter of time before the Everest pick up the win here. We'll look for the body block. Rally going to be used there by Lukachu, and Fire Islands will at least keep it going on for a little bit here. The Nano is going to go on to Lukachu as well. But unfortunately not enough to keep them alive. Despacito going to throw down the pulse bomb. Judge picks up a kill here, and this could be a good Diva bomb here, but the payload unfortunately going to stop that. Shadow Soul just barely sneaks back in time.
I gotta say, they have been managing to stall this out for a lot longer than I thought they would. But there's just one elimination after the other as Dragon Shadow and Frozen get taken out, followed by Blank, and I think this is finally going to be the team wipe that decides it. Puts the Everest back in control of their own fate, as you were saying.
Everest pick up the win. They'll play Meridian Tech next week. The winner goes on to the grand final. Well, they'll play the Pink Panthers, the Fire Islands, for the phenomenal season, but unfortunately will be eliminated from grand finals contention as the Everest pick up the 2-0 win. Well, that'll do it for our first week of games here for the club championship. Of course, just a reminder that if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you need to join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to these industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice as well. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Again, as we said, Pink Panthers into the grand finals next week. It will be the Everest and Meridian Tech. They will play a tiebreaker game of sorts. The winner will then join the Pink Panthers and have a shot at a club championship. But as we start to wrap things up, we of course still have our ICCU player of the game to hand out, Jem, and your nominees here as we head into that accolades portion of the night.
I mean, it's really tough. You know, I think Smash from the Pink Panthers doing such a great job on the Zenyatta, and then effortlessly swapping over to the Genji. You could really nominate any one of them who played in that 5v6 because they made so many great plays to actually win that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lyric would probably be the nominee from that 5v6. I thought that Doomfist basically acted like it was 2 members there, and it felt like a 6v6 the whole time. If you look elsewhere, though, is there anyone else from any of the other teams that you want to highlight?
Ooh, man, I'd really have to think about that for a moment because I don't know how you don't give it to the Pink Panthers at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think Meridian Tech had some phenomenal plays there, especially I thought Eternal Flame was phenomenal on that Soldier, especially in the first series, but I think you're right. It's probably Lyric or Smash Boy J. Those are the 2 members, especially in that 5v6 that I would lean towards, so we will see who our player of the game is. Brought to us by Idaho Central Credit Union is going to be, and it will actually be Eternal Flame. Glad I threw that one out there at the very end.
Yeah, you
Thought they
called it.
phenomenal on the Soldier. Couldn't quite find a way to slow down Lyric on the May, but that Soldier did wonders in their win over the Fire Island. So congratulations to you, Eternal Flame. You are the player of the game, brought to us by Idaho Central Credit Union. Believes a great player makes the team more successful. It's like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Eternal Flame, RICCU player of the night.
And one other thing, the great thing that Eternal Flame was great on is he was really good in his resource management, as Meridian Technical was as a team. The way they were able to 3-cap here at the end of Dorado here was Eternal Flame, yeah, saving right here this tactical visor, and came out at just the right moment to bowl over the Fire Islands and get the final point for Meridian Technical. So great job, great player all around.
Well, Eternal Flame will have one more chance to prove himself potentially next week. They will have, as we said, a match against the Everest at the Esports Tower. Winner of that will move on to the grand finals. Well, they'll play the Pink Panthers, and somebody will hoist the club championship. We'll prepare to close out tonight. We get ready for next week's club championship grand finals. Jem, your final thoughts, your big takeaways.
I think the main thing is really being able. I think the teams have to be able to find ways to counter very oppressive DPSs, because I think the Doomfist that was brought out was insane. I'd also be interested to see if we see in ways to try to shut them down, if we kind of see some interesting picks like the Roadhog that Meridian Technical brought out, really did a great job of dealing with the other team's kind of squishies. So maybe some of that, working at some of that CC to shut down those flanks, and of course working on team communication as always to make sure that they're able to catch out any flanks, because we saw a lot of kind of hiding out in sneaky positions here tonight.
Well, we had an exciting night of group stage matchups for this week's Overwatch Rumble. Congratulations to all the team in the group stage for a great showing, some entertaining games as well. We will be back next week with the final group stage games, followed by the grand finals, where we will crown our club champion. Tune in on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. to see who won the season on top. We'll close out with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your gear choice paid for. The Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams out there. Here are your top 5 from the first part of the club championship in Overwatch, and make sure you join us next week to see when we crown our champion. Of the Shatter for Fem Neptune available as well. The Nano is going to be the first thing. It's unfortunately going to land onto Lukachu. I think they probably wanted it onto Frozen Phoenix. Nano's going to go on to Fem Neptune, land one with the Shatter onto Shadow Soul, the pin as well, but a nice stick from Blank picks up a double kill. Daydream.
But it's not on your side, Tracer.
And unfortunately for the Fire Islands, they're running out of time. They're going to get, you see the wave goodbye from Daydream, but there's one last fight here for the Fire Islands. They're going to start with the rally. They're going to pop the duplicate to dead. I can't quite find much besides a mech. Attack Visor will wrap things up, though. A stun onto Shroomy with the flash. Be a good Diva Bomb here, but the payload unfortunately going to stop that. Shadowpool just barely sneaks back in time.
I gotta say, they have been managing to stall this out for a lot longer than I thought they would. But there's just one elimination after the other as Dragon, Shadow, and Frozen get taken out, followed by Blank, and I think this is finally going to be the team-wide
backline. Fem Neptune,
there it is.
Big Boof just go on the backline. There's that hook you were talking about, right onto Shroomy out of the air. See if the whole hog is going to get popped. The Diva Bomb will be used. Looks like everyone will just jump off. They barely miss hooking Shadow Soul before he's able to re-mech, but that mech is not long for this world, and neither is Shadow Soul. I think Meridian Technical will start to figure out, but as I say, that Lyric is absolutely insane. The Meteor Strike gonna be popped there. So is the Transcendence. Lyric just misses, unfortunately, but it does not matter, as it's another team fight win for the Pink Panthers.
Wow. Okay.